Hey everybody, it's Kneecap here, and in this video we are going to be talking about two things. Number one, I finally have made the Retribution Paladin guild, and two, I missed a Retribution Paladin buff, which I apologize for, and we'll get into that here shortly. So first of all, I finally have made the guild. I asked you guys, first of all, if you'd be interested. There's a lot of interest right away, and that's just from people, who watch my channel more regularly. Obviously, we could fill that out even more in theory over time. Um, I then asked you guys for name suggestions for the guild, and I basically used those suggestions to kind of get my own creativity flowing and everything like that. And what I ended up coming up with is Retribution Required as the guild name. So that's what we're going to be, Retribution Required, for anybody who wants to join. My character is Kneecap, Neekapp. I'm on Sargeras, so if you want to whisper me, it would be Neekapp-Sargeras, or you can /who Retribution Required, and it should show anybody who's online. Now, I just made the guild. It's just me and the people who I found to sign the signatures or whatever. There's no one else in the guild. Everyone, we're gonna go over like rules and stuff like that in a little bit, but and like just like what the guild's about, kind of thing. But yeah, that's the name. This is the logo for now. I'm definitely up to changing the logo. It's just a hammer. You can't see with my helmet, but if I take off my helmet, my character's beard's in the way. It's just a hammer on a white background, basically, for now. But I'm definitely down to change that maybe in the future, especially if anybody has good ideas based on what's available in the game. But yeah, so I finally made it. We can get people started invited. I don't know the best way to do it. That's why I'm like telling you can whisper me, you can /who. What I'll do for like the next week or two is I'll try to be online as much as I can, even if I'm not like actively on the computer or actively able to play. I'll try to be logged in. Maybe I can see or whisper even if I'm not at the computer, and like write your name down or something like that, or save your name, add friend, something. If you like had to get offline, the only thing is if I miss your whisper, I'm not ignoring you. I will try to be online as much as I can. Everybody's going to be able to invite at first. When I start getting people in the guild, I'll have everybody able to invite, and we'll do kind of a mass invite, and we can whittle it down from there. But we'll talk more about that. But I want to talk quickly about the buff as well. So this was almost, at this point, it was like 10 days ago. I missed a Retribution Paladin buff. I don't know how I missed it. I check it every day. I do have a slight excuse. I am going through something health-wise. I don't know what it is, or else I would tell you. But it could be like a thyroid issue. I'm not sure what it is. So I have been very preoccupied just dealing with this. I have a doctor's appointment and everything like that set up. But but it's not really an excuse. I've still been checking every day. I'm not sure how I missed it. I should say I didn't actually miss it. I saw someone posted the Retribution Paladin buff, but I thought they were just trolling. I saw it in the Ret Paladin Discord. I thought they were just trolling and didn't think it was real. I then also saw somebody comment that same buff on my video thinking, oh no, they saw the troll comment on Discord. And then I had somebody actually comment, if this commenter is watching, saying, didn't Ret get buffed a few days ago or whatever? And I'm like, no. But you were right, they did. So we got a single target buff. I was messing around the PTR. It's about like a 10%-ish single target buff, which is sizable. Probably still not quite enough. What was I saying? 12 to 15%, but it might be close to 12. This is just from my testing. It was probably 10 or above. Was the single target buff. With the changes or whatever, and coincidentally, honestly, the change that even though there was some specific Templar tuning in there, like 5% to Divine Hammer of Light. The Herald of the Sun actually is still kind of keeping up with it. Herald and Templar are very close on single target, so I'm very interested to see what's going to be played actually. So and that it's fun too because I can test that out more and see which one I think is going to be tested and see if I predict right. I have a high success rate of predictions, but maybe I get one wrong here because they're very, very close as of right now. Herald and Templar on straight single target. So we will see with that. So I do apologize for missing that buff. I check every day. I go to Wowhead. I check like the the blue tracker. I don't know how I missed it. I don't know if it wasn't in the notes. There might have been something else big that happened that day. I'd have to go back and look at what happened that day. Maybe I did videos on something else and I missed them completely because I was too excited about something else. I don't know. We'll have to. I'll go back and look at it, but I'm not sure why I missed it because I do check every day to see that. It's just something I do in the afternoon or whatever. I get on Wowhead and scroll through anything happened or whatever, and if they're not posting very much, then I think that's sus, and I check out the forums and stuff like that. So not sure how I missed it, but I did, and I apologize for that. So Rat's a little bit stronger, still not like top tier, but definitely stronger in the single target, and the buffs were very single target focused. So like I said in my video, that Rat needs buffed. The AoE was already kind of fine, so it's not that big of a deal. All right, let's talk more about the guild. So I put together a little thing here. Let's pull this over here. So retribution required. Let me get this so you can see all of it. Retribution required. So it's going to be all paladins. Obviously, we're going to try to recruit retribution paladins. When I say recruit, I mean if you see a rep paladin and they're either not in a guild or they don't seem like they're like in a real guild, like maybe it's just their guild that they have for bank tabs or something like that. You can ask them if they want to join. Maybe you do a dungeon with them. Maybe you do PvP with them. Whatever. This is very casual. People can also join on alt paladins. So even if you have a main paladin, if you want to make a level 1 alt just to see who's online and hang out and stuff, that's fine too. That's all this is going to be, is for fun. We're probably never going to do anything super serious. You know, maybe we could do something if we had enough people interested. Maybe we could try to do something silly where we try to do at the end of an expansion, we try to go 20-man the first raid on Mythic or something like that with all rep paladins or something crazy. We know we could try to do some silly stuff for sure, but it's mostly going to be social. But we could, like I said, we could try stuff. We could run PvP randomly, even though maybe many people don't do PvP, including myself. We could do stuff like that. I'd be down for that kind of stuff for sure. I will eventually set up a Discord as we get more people filed into the guild. It's easier to talk that way and stuff. Obviously, there'll have to be, you know, somewhat strict rules. I say some. We're going to talk about rules next. Strict's kind of the wrong word, but yeah. So rules. So basically, if you do say something sketchy, it better be funny. That's kind of the number one rule. I love comedy. I'm a big fan of comedy podcasts. I like all types of comedians. I like Mitch Hedberg. I like George Carlin. But I also like, you know, I like Tim Dillon right now. It's a modern comic that I like. I'm a big fan of funny. So if you say something funny, and if you know who Tim Dillon is, he has very dark humor. So if it's funny, I don't care. But if you say something terrible and it's not funny, then you're just kind of being a jerk. And that's kind of what I'm not going to stand by. You know, and depending on what you say, maybe I'm sorry, we'll cut it. If not, it'll just be a kick. But so just know, you know, if you are going to say something and you're trying to be funny, make sure it's funny. That's kind of the number one rule. And if you're saying something just to be mean, just expect to kind of be kicked. Obviously, you can have arguments, you can have disagreements, but keep it civil, please. Also, like with politics and stuff like that, believe it or not, I actually have very strong political opinions on very nuanced ones, I would say as well. That's probably not surprising. But I don't talk about them on my channel, and I don't talk about them in general because that's not what this channel is about, and that's not what this guild's about. So try to keep your politics out of it. You want to talk about current events, something big happens, you know, a high-profile figure passes away. You can say it. You can make jokes about it. It's not that you can't talk about it at all. It's just that we're not going to only talk about that kind of stuff, right? That can't be the thing every day that's being talked about. Next up, invite all paladins. We'll weed out the bad apples. So at first, we're just going to invite, obviously, at first, the people that are going to join are people from the channel who see this video, I'll do a post as well on the channel, and everyone that we can get in. I should mention too, I should have already said this. This is on the US. I had some people ask. I'm from the US. I play on US. So if you are EU, I'm sorry. But this is US, and yeah, like I don't think you can't join cross continent or whatever. I'm pretty sure. So if you wanted to if you have a US account and you want to make a character, you obviously can. But yeah, this will be on US. So we'll invite paladins as we see them. Just go ahead and invite them. They can be low level, they can be high level. If somebody's being really crappy, I will make sure enough people have the power to remove, to where if someone's being absolutely insane, that you just can kick them out immediately. Obviously, guilds don't get banned or whatever, that player would just get banned. But still, we don't want those people in the guild if they're just absolutely insane, which, you know, there's people like that everywhere, including World of Warcraft. So we'll invite everybody, but we'll weed out people as we see fit. This is going to be a social guild. We're going to talk ret, so we can talk about how ret's damage is bad, how ret's damage is good, how you did in PvP, how you did in your Mythic Plus dungeon. Anything about ret is fine. Obviously, we can meme and joke around as well. That's always going to be welcome. That's kind of the point of this. And then lastly, I said we could do fun in-game events if people are into it. I mentioned like maybe doing some kind of raid thing, doing pre-made PvP. You know, another thing that I would like to do, and honestly, mostly because I could use it to make content for the channel as well, is like, let's say people are arguing in guild chat about something about ret and what's better or whatever, and they get heated, not mean, but just heated. You know, I could come in, arbitrate, make you guys duel or something like that. Now, here's the thing: you have to be willing to play along. Okay. So, what do I mean by that? I mean, you have to be willing to play along. If you lose, if you're bad at PvP, you're like, well, I don't want to duel. I'm terrible at PvP. Just duel and lose anyways, and be humiliated. Like, go along with the joke. This whole thing is for fun, right? This is a social guild. It's a place to talk Paladin. Yes, there's a Ret Paladin Discord, but this isn't going to be like that, right? This is going to be more about fun and good times and not toxic, right? And so, you know, play along with the joke would be all I ask, or else we're just, you know, obviously I won't do that stuff if people can't play along with it. You know, if I lose a duel, I'll be very dramatic in my loss, and you know, act sad, stuff like that. We could get in Discord and do a call while we do this kind of stuff, right? It could be really fun to do, but only if everybody wants to do it and everybody's in on the joke, knowing that it's not serious or anything like that. And then, of course, when neighborhoods come out, I'd love to do stuff with the neighborhoods as well. Ret Paladin neighborhood, basically, right? So, which the retribution required fits even more there, because required to be retribution to be in the neighborhood. So that could be pretty cool as well. So I already kind of mentioned it. We'll put this back here. But like I said, it's kneecap on Sargeras, or you can /who retribution required, and everyone's going to have the ability to invite it first. Like I said, we'll weed out the bad apples. I will be online as much as I can be. Okay. And like I said, if I don't get to your whisper, it's just because I was gone. Like, I'll try to log off, like when I actually like leave the house and stuff. But I'm going to try to just keep it online as much as I can, so I can get some initial people in. And then if you join, someone might whisper you, hey, can I join? Just invite them, as long as they're a Paladin or whatever. If they end up being, you know, someone we don't want in the guild, I will take care of it when I do get online and stuff like that. So yeah, that's about it. I just wanted to talk about this stuff and let you guys know I created the guild, and hopefully some of you join so I don't feel like a complete idiot in this guild by myself. I guess I do have 3 other Paladins in the guild so far, but they're not from the channel. They're just 3 Paladins I found and said, hey, you want to join a ret guild? So hopefully we can get 20 plus of you guys in here, along with whoever else I find around the world here. And yeah, we can get this going and get people online. And like I said, for the next week or 2, I'll try to be online way more than I normally would be, especially since I'm not even in a guild rating right now. And then, of course, we have the new patch. I will be playing a lot at the beginning of the patch, even though it'll probably be mostly Mythic Plus. I will be doing that. We can talk Mythic Plus as well when the new season comes out. If any of you are rating on another character, or you joined on an alt and you're rating on your main character, I'd love to talk about that as well in guild chat. I'm always down to talking guild chat for sure. I'll be down to talking Discord a lot as well, as far as typing goes. I don't get in calls a lot. I do have 2 kids, so a lot of times they're running around yelling and stuff like that. So I don't get into a ton of calls, but I would do it for like events and, you know, actual things, you know, or something big happens. Ret gets the hugest buff ever or something, you know, and we all want to talk about it. You know, very specific things I would do it, but mostly a typer. Despite having a YouTube channel and talking all the time, mostly a typer when it comes to that kind of stuff, just because of my own life and household and stuff like that. So yeah, guys, that's it for this one. This isn't really a subscribe and all that kind of stuff video. This is mostly just a, hey, join the guild video. So kind of awkward way to end it, I guess, but I don't really know how else to end a video where I'm not saying to subscribe. I guess if you're a new viewer and you've made it this far, yes, subscribe to the channel. That helps me out a lot. And everybody, have a good one.